Aloha and welcome back to the Siren Circle. I am Alicia Marie, and I am so glad that you pulled up a chair with me today for episode 14. If you are tuning in for the very first time, welcome to our space. You are stepping into a conversation that is practical, deeply grounded, and very relevant to what every single one of us is navigating right now in the world. Today, we are diving into Unlocking Wealth 101 Money Magic for Everyone. Let's be completely real about why we are having this conversation today. Look at the world around us. We are living through an intense economic landscape where rent is skyrocketing, groceries cost double what they did a few months ago, interest rates are extremely high, and everyday financial stress is at an all time high. Because of that, more people than ever, everyday seekers, parents, freelancers, corporate workers, and business owners are turning to manifestation and money magic to create real security for themselves and their families. Most people aren't looking for vague, wishy washy advice or empty promises. They want tools that actually work. But there is a huge misconception floating around online about what money magic actually is. So many people have been taught that manifesting money means lighting a green candle, writing an amount on a piece of paper or a bay leaf, and then sitting on the couch waiting for the random envelope of cash to drop out of the sky. When that doesn't happen, people assume money magic is fake or that they just aren't good at manifesting. Well, in this episode, we are going to break down how money magic actually works in the real world. We are going to look at why money magic is not magic tricks. It is intentional focus, energetic capacity, and physical momentum working as a unified team. We are going to explore why your physical actions must meet your magical intentions halfway if you want wealth to actually land and stay in your bank account. I also want to make sure that you know right now that this episode is for everyone. It does not matter if you work a traditional W 2, 9 to 5 job, if you run a freelance business, if you operate a brick and mortar storefront, or if you are managing a household budget trying to stretch every dollar. Money magic shows up in every single area of life, and we are going to look at how it operates across all of those career paths and everyday situations. Throughout this episode, we are going to break down the crucial difference between temporary financial abundance and long term financial stability. We'll examine how ancestral patterns and inherited scarcity program our physical nervous system to panic around money. We will cover the exact mechanics of practical home money magic using simple pantry ingredients like cinnamon, basil, garlic, and bay leaves. And finally, we will talk about cleaning up your financial hygiene, from how you organize your physical wallet to the language you use when looking at your bank account. Before we dive into our first topic, a quick shout out to the sponsor of our circle today, my business, The Magic Siren. If you want to dive deeper into money spell work for yourself, pull cards on your career path, or look at your personal astrological transits in your houses of income and shared resources, I am here to work with you. Over at themagicsiren.com, you can book a live personal reading. You can join our mentorship circle, and we have so many different tools and resources available. As a thank you for sitting in this circle with me, you can use the code Sirens Circle at checkout for 10% off any personal reading or live session. So grab your tea, your coffee, get a notebook, and settle into your space, and let's unlock the real mechanics of money magic together. To truly unlock wealth in your everyday life, we have to strip away the filler and define what money manifestation actually is, and just as importantly, what it is not. In popular culture, money magic gets framed as this passive, almost cartoonish process where you visualize a pile of cash, say a few positive statements, and wait for the universe to do all of the heavy lifting. But true money magic is not a magic trick. It is not an escape from physical reality. It's more of a catalyst for physical reality. At its core, money magic is the intentional alignment of three distinct forces: your mental focus, your energetic capacity, and your physical action. When all three of those pieces are firing at the exact same time, you create momentum. Money magic doesn't magically produce paper bills out of thin air. It opens up pathways, sharpens your awareness to opportunities that you would have otherwise walked right past, and removes the internal resistance that stops you from receiving what is available to you. Understanding the difference between abundance and stability is crucial here because people confuse them constantly. Abundance is a temporary flow or a sudden urge of resources. Abundance is pulling in a surprise client, getting a tax refund, having someone gift you $100, or hitting a high income month in your business. Abundance feels exciting, expansive, and high energy. It's that immediate burst of relief or celebration when extra money comes through the door. Stability, on the other hand, is your capacity to hold, manage, and sustain that resource over time. Stability is your baseline. It is having a structural cushion in your bank account, predictable cash flow, clear budget boundaries, and a nervous system that doesn't immediately panic or spend every dollar the second that it lands in your hands. You can be incredibly skilled at manifesting abundance, bringing in that quick burst of cash when you're in a pinch, while having zero financial stability. If your nervous system is conditioned to operate in a constant state of emergency, you will manifest $1,000 through a quick spell or extra shift and then immediately experience an unexpected car breakdown or a sudden bill or an impulse spending spree that drains the exact $1,000 right back out of your hands. That is not bad luck. It's just a nervous system returning to its familiar baseline of stress. Our real goal with money magic isn't to just manifest flash in the pan abundance. Our goal is to build long term, unshakable financial stability. To build that stability, we have to look at the reality of physical currency. Money is not inherently spiritual, nor is it inherently evil. Money is simply neutral physical energy that acts as a medium of exchange. It is a modern tool that translates human effort, time, skills, and resources into a tangible format. When you reframe currency as a neutral physical tool, everything starts to change. Currency grants you options. It gives you physical safety, comfortable housing, quality food, solid boundaries, and the ability to support loved ones. It also gives the peace of mind to rest without worrying about how rent is going to get paid next month. When you treat money as a practical tool for living well, rather than an emotional variable tied to your mortality, you stop being afraid of it. You begin to relate to money with calm authority, treating it like any other resource that you manage in your daily life. So, now that we have established the difference between quick abundance and long term stability, we have to look at the emotional and inherited programming that dictates how much wealth you actually allow yourself to hold. You can cast every money spell in the book, but if your internal operating system is wired to view financial comfort as unfamiliar or unsafe, you will subconsciously push money away every single time it tries to land in your hands or your bank account. So, this brings us directly to ancestral and inherited scarcity. Most of us did not grow up in environments where money was discussed with calm, steady confidence. For generations, families have navigated economic depressions, sudden job losses, systemic oppression, and daily survival stress. If you grew up in a household where conversations around the dinner table were constantly filled with financial anxiety, where every purchase was met with tension, or where bills were accompanied by visible panic, your young nervous system recorded a very specific message. Money is scarce, unpredictable, and a constant source of danger. That inherited programming does not disappear just because you grow up and start making your own money. It settles into your body. It becomes an invisible ceiling on what feels normal. If your ancestral baseline is survival mode, then holding a surplus of money in your savings account will actually feel unnatural to your nervous system. You might notice that every time your bank account reaches a certain number, a sudden wave of subconscious anxiety hits. You suddenly feel an overwhelming urge to spend it, or you procrastinate on invoicing, or you make impulsive choices that bring you right back down to your familiar baseline of financial tightness. Your body is simply trying to return to the energetic environment that it knows best, even if that environment is stressful. Breaking that cycle requires you to understand the difference between desire and capacity. You can desire $1 million with all of your heart. You can write it on your vision board, recite daily statements of wealth, and meditate on luxury. But desire lives in your conscious mind. Capacity lives in your body and your nervous system. Capacity is your physical ability to receive, hold, and manage resources without freezing, panicking, or sabotaging yourself. If you give $1 million to someone whose energetic capacity is only built to hold $5,000, that money will dissolve rapidly. We see this all the time with lottery winners who lose everything within a couple of years. They had the desire and they got the abundance, but they lacked the physical and structural capacity to maintain it. Building wealth capacity is a slow, intentional somatic practice. It means training your body to feel safe when you have extra money sitting untouched in your checking account. It means breathing through the discomfort of holding a surplus rather than immediately looking for a way to discharge that financial energy through unnecessary spending or panic. We also have to dismantle the toxic idea of earning your right to exist comfortably. So many people operate under the belief that they must burn themselves out, work 3 jobs, suffer, or sacrifice their physical health before they are deserving of financial peace. This is a false narrative designed to keep you exhausted. You do not need to prove your worthiness through suffering. Your self worth is inherent. You are worthy of stability, comfort, and ease simply because you are here. When you raise your baseline of self value, your daily financial habits also begin to shift. Low self worth shows up in tiny, quiet ways every day. It shows up when you avoid opening your banking app for weeks because you're terrified of looking at the balance. It shows up when you accept underpayment at work or underprice your service because you are afraid asking for more will cause people to reject you. It shows up when you feel an immediate wave of guilt or panic the second you spend money on something basic that nourishes your body or brings you peace. When you begin shifting your internal value, you stop treating money like a strict reward system and you start treating it as a natural resource that flows to support your life. You begin making financial choices from a place of quiet self respect rather than panic. Now that we have rewired our internal relationship with abundance, Let's talk about how magic actually operates in the physical world. There is an absolute law in magic that so many modern manifestation guides completely ignore. Your magical intentions must be met with physical action. Magic is not a substitute for moving your body, making real world choices, or taking practical steps. Magic is an amplifier. Think of a spell like casting a net into the ocean. You can use the most powerful herbal blends, charge your candles under a full moon, and speak the most precise intentions. But if you never actually throw that net into the water, if you don't apply for the job, pitch to the client, open the savings account, or ask for the raise, that net sits empty on the shore. The spell opens the energetic door, creating momentum. It clears away the static in your field. Your physical action is what steps through the doorway and grabs the handle. When you perform money magic, you are giving the universe a physical channel to deliver resources to you. If you sit in a room with the windows closed and the doors locked, doing money spells all day long, where is that physical currency supposed to land? It needs a realistic vessel. That vessel might be putting out 3 new job applications or launching a new service, maybe decluttering your physical workspace or setting a firm boundary on your expenses. When your physical momentum mirrors your ritual intentions, wealth moves rapidly because there's zero friction between what you are asking for and what you are doing in the physical world. To make sure that you have complete, actionable tools to work with at home, I am going to walk you through 3 step-by-step, fully detailed money rituals. These are grounded, traditional home practices using simple, accessible ingredients that you likely already have in your kitchen or garden. Before we jump into the steps of these rituals, let's take a look at the specific ingredients that we'll be working with and why they have been used in folk magic for generations. First, we have cinnamon. Cinnamon acts like an accelerator. It brings warmth, speed, attraction, and opens up stagnant flow. Then we have bay leaves. Bay leaves serve as a physical anchor for setting clear, written intentions and releasing blocks when burned into smoke. Then there's basil and garlic. Basil and garlic work as a powerful pair. Basil magnetizes steady, growing prosperity, while garlic builds an unshakable boundary to protect your assets and ward off financial drains. And finally, we have green candles and rice bowls. Now, green candles and rice bowls provide the physical elements of retention, grounding, and physical holding power, creating a container that teaches your system how to accumulate wealth rather than letting it slip away. Okay, so now that we've talked about a couple of these ingredients and why we use them, let's get into our 3 step-by-step rituals that you could start doing today. Our first ritual is the cinnamon and bay leaf doorway attraction. This is for immediate flow and opening channels. This is a classic, powerful practice designed to clear financial blockages, speed up incoming payments, and open new physical pathways for abundance to enter your home or your business space. The ingredients and tools that you'll need are ground cinnamon for speed, warmth, and attraction, 3 dry bay leaves for setting concrete written intentions, a green or white chime candle, a small fire safe bowl or plate, and a green or black pen. Your first step is preparing your space. Begin by clearing your front doorway. Sweep the front porch or entryway, wipe down the door handle, And ensure the physical entrance to your home is clean and clutter free. Physical cleanliness creates energetic space. The next step is writing down your intentions. Take your 3 dry bay leaves. On the first one, you're going to write a specific physical outcome that you're creating. For example, steady weekly income or new aligned clients. On the second leaf, write a clear physical action that you are committed to take this week. And on the third leaf, write the word received. Your third step is charging the candle. Take your green or white candle, lightly coat your hands with a drop of olive oil or castor oil, and dust a small pinch of ground cinnamon onto the candle, rolling it towards your body to pull the energy in. Then you'll place the candle securely on your fire safe holder. Step 4 is burning and releasing. As you light the candle, one by one, safely ignite each bay leaf in the flame, letting the ash drop into your fire safe bowl. As the smoke rises, speak your intention out loud with complete authority. For example, I open every physical and energetic doorway to abundance. My actions match my vision, and wealth flows to me with ease. The final step of this first ritual is blowing cinnamon. Once the candle burns down safely, take a palmful of ground cinnamon, stand outside your front door, facing into your home, hold the cinnamon in your right palm, take a deep breath, and blow the cinnamon across the threshold into your entryway. Leave that cinnamon on the floor for 24 hours before sweeping it up, inviting that active magnetic energy directly into your living space. This second ritual is a money bowl. This is for long term stability and holding power. If your issue isn't attracting quick cash, but rather holding on to money and building a lasting financial cushion without unexpected expenses draining you, this is going to be the ritual for you. This practice creates an energetic container for stability and financial retention. The ingredients and tools that you will need for this ritual is a ceramic or glass bowl, either green, white, or clear, 2 cups of dry, uncooked white or brown rice. This represents physical nourishment and multiplication. 7 whole cloves for protection against unexpected financial drains. 1 whole garlic bulb or 3 peeled cloves for strong financial boundaries and protection of assets. 1 dried basil leaf or a pinch of dried basil for steady growing prosperity. 4 shiny coins, whether that's quarters, copper pennies, or a local currency, and a green pillar or chime candle. You can also substitute a white candle for this as well. The first step of this ritual is building the foundation. You want to fill your ceramic bowl with the uncooked rice. Rice has been used across global folk magic traditions for centuries as a symbol of domestic security, multiplication, and physical food in the pantry. The second step in this ritual is placing the protection. You want to push the garlic bulb into the center of the rice bowl. Place your 7 whole cloves in a circle around the garlic. The garlic and the cloves act as a defensive shield, warding off any unnecessary financial emergencies, surprise bills, and leaks in your budget. The next step is adding the wealth seeds. You're going to place your dried basil across the top of the rice. You'll also take your 4 coins, make sure you wash them in clean water to clear any past energy. You'll wipe them dry, and then you'll place 1 coin in each of the 4 cardinal directions: north, south, east, and west, around the edge of the bowl. Step 4 is setting the flame. You're going to place your green candle firmly in the center of the rice, right next to the garlic, and you're going to light the candle. The next step is anchoring your intentions. You want to sit with the flame for at least 5 minutes or so. Put your hands on the sides of the ceramic bowl and visualize your bank account reaching a calm, steady baseline. Speak these words out loud. Money stays where it is cherished. My resources multiply. My home is secure. And my stability grows every single day. The last step in this ritual is maintaining the vessel. Let the candle burn down safely and keep the rice bowl in the center of your home, whether it's on your altar or near a workspace, for an entire lunar cycle from new moon to new moon. Whatever spare coins come into your life, drop them into the bowl to keep feeding that energy of physical accumulation. The third and final ritual we're going to talk about today is the wallet cleansing and prosperity anchor. This is for financial hygiene and daily flow. Your wallet or your purse is the primary physical vessel that carries your money out into the world. If your wallet is stuffed with crumpled paper receipts, expired cards, trash, or just unorganized chaos, you are projecting an energetic environment of neglect to your currency. This simple weekly practice resets that physical vessel. The ingredients and tools that you'll need for this ritual is your daily wallet or purse, a piece of dried rosemary, a crisp paper bill of any value, and a pinch of dried basil or a drop of cinnamon essential oil. The first step in this ritual is emptying the physical vessel. Completely empty your wallet or your purse. Take out every card, every coin, every single piece of paper, and all the trash. Throw away your old receipts, your expired coupons, and anything that represents spent or lost money. The second step is the smoke cleanse. Light your rosemary or an herb bundle. Safely pass your open, empty wallet through the smoke, clearing out any lingering anxiety, stress from past purchases, or chaotic energy. The next step is organizing with respect. Take your physical cash bills, smooth out all the creases, line up all the bills so they face the same direction, ordered from the smallest amount to the largest amount. This simple physical act communicates to your subconscious that you respect your currency and manage it with order and intention. Step 4 is anointing the anchor. Take your crisp paper bill, lightly dab a micro drop of diluted cinnamon oil or sprinkle of dried basil on the corners of the bill. Fold the bill toward your body twice and then place it in a hidden pocket of your wallet as your wealth anchor. This is a bill that you are not going to spend, but rather keep it in your wallet at all times so that your vessel is never completely empty. Last and final step is setting the standard. As you put your cards back in a neat order, hold your wallet to your chest and say, "This vessel is clean, organized, and constantly replenished. I spend with clarity and receive with gratitude." By integrating these three physical rituals into your routine, you bridge the gap between abstract spiritual desire and real world results. You give your mind, your nervous system, and your environment a clear, repeatable framework that says, "I am active, I am prepared, and I am ready to hold physical abundance." One of the biggest mistakes people make when studying manifestation is assuming that money magic only works if you own a business, run a side hustle, or work for yourself. That is completely untrue. Money magic is about opening channels for currency to reach you regardless of how your physical paycheck currently arrives. Currency is liquid. It doesn't care if it comes through a direct deposit, a surprise tax refund, a salary negotiation, a new client, or an unexpected gift. What matters is that you understand how to apply magical principles and intentional action directly to the specific career container that you are operating in right now. So let's break down exactly how money magic functions across three distinct career paths: traditional employment, freelance or self employed work, and established business ownership. If you work a traditional job with a set hourly rate or salary, you might be asking, how can I manifest more money if my paycheck is locked in every 2 weeks? When you work a W 2 job, it is easy to view your employer as the ultimate source of your income. But spiritually and energetically, your job is not your source. It is simply one current channel through which abundance flows into your life. When you stop viewing your employer as the ceiling of your wealth, you unlock new avenues for financial shifts. Money magic in a traditional job doesn't always mean a random bag of cash appears on your doorstep. It manifests as physical movement within and around your current position. Here are some examples. First, there could be attracting unplanned raises or bonuses. When you hold a strong, energetic boundary around your value, you become visible for promotions, unexpected end of the year bonuses, or off cycle salary adjustments. There's also lateral shifts and headhunters. You might suddenly get recruited out of nowhere by a competitor that's offering maybe 20% more for the exact same workload simply because your field of impact has expanded. There's also perks and expense coverages. Money magic often shows up as saved expenses. So your company might suddenly offer to decide to pay for your commuting cost or provide a monthly wellness stipend or even cover your phone bill. Maybe even paying for certifications that elevate your long term career value. For those of you that are working a traditional job, here is a practical spell that you can do. Take a dry bay leaf and write your desired annual salary or hourly rate on it. Anoint it with a drop of cinnamon oil or sprinkle a little ground cinnamon on it and place it behind your workplace ID badge, under your computer keyboard, or inside your desk drawer. Then you want to pair this spell work with real world action, such as updating your resume, tracking your weekly accomplishments in a document so that you have proof of your value, and schedule that quarterly review with your supervisor to explicitly ask for compensation that matches your contribution. Okay, now if you are self employed as an independent contractor or a freelance creative, your income stream is directly tied to the momentum that you build. This is incredible because your financial ceiling is unlimited, but it can also trigger deep anxiety during slow months if your nervous system isn't trained for stability. In the freelance space, money magic is about smoothing out the feast or famine cycle and establishing a steady, reliable baseline of aligned clients. So, here are some examples on how money magic might show up for you. First, we have attracting aligned, high value clients. Money magic helps you stop taking on nightmare clients who demand endless revisions, disrespect of your time, and push back on your rates out of panic. It magnetizes clients who value your skill, pay invoices on time without chasing, and respect your boundaries. There's also eliminating pricing fear. Many freelancers underprice their services out of a fear that if they charge what their work is actually worth, people will leave. When you perform self value magic, you recognize that underpricing attracts micromanagers, while fair, authoritative pricing attracts professional clients who take your work more seriously. If you are self employed or a freelancer, smoothing your cash flow management is key here. Using practices like the money bowl helps you retain your earnings during high income months so that you can pay yourselves a consistent, calm salary year round, eliminating panic during those quieter seasonal shifts. So, if you do a money spell to attract 3 new clients this month, your physical actions also have to provide a pathway. So, what you want to do is clean up your portfolio site, send 5 follow up emails to past clients checking in on their current projects, post a clear breakdown of your availability on your professional channels, and ensure that your payment processing links are working seamlessly. You don't want to make that client money jump through hoops to reach you. Now, for the business owners, the practice founders, and entrepreneurs listening, when we step into running a business, managing a practice, or scaling a brand, Money Magic evolves from personal survival into managing systematic flow. You aren't just managing your personal wallet anymore, you are managing an ecosystem of cash flow, operational costs, software investments, and potentially paying team members or contractors. For business owners, Money Magic is rooted in circulation principles. So let's break this down. We want to understand circulation versus hoarding. Scarcity mindset business owners hoard every penny out of fear, which stagnates growth. It leads to burnout and it creates a stressful environment. Wealth minded business owners understand that money is like blood in the body. It must circulate to keep the organism healthy. Spending money intentionally on tools, support, or education that expand your capacity is not losing money. It is investing in the circulation that brings higher returns back into your ecosystem. We also need to talk about eradicating burnout pricing. If your business model requires you to work 14 hours a day, 7 days a week, just to cover your baseline expenses, your business structure is energetically broken. Money Magic gives you the clarity to audit your offers, streamline your operations, drop low converting products, and focus on high impact services that honor your time and your well being. So, how can we establish financial authority? Well, money magic for a business owner means taking off your hat of a beginner and putting on the crown of a CEO. You review your profit and loss statements with calm focus, set clear terms of service, and enforce cancellation policies without apologizing, and step into financial leadership. No matter which category you fall into, whether you're working a corporate desk job, freelancing from home, or running a business, the underlying law remains identical. Your internal self value establishes your baseline, your magical intention opens the energetic channel, and your real world strategy provides the physical container for wealth to land, not only in your hands, but also in your bank account. Okay, now that we've covered how money magic applies across every career path, we need to talk about what keeps that momentum flowing day in and day out. This is considered to be your financial hygiene. Financial hygiene is the daily practice of maintaining a clean, clear, and respectful environment for your currency, both physically and energetically. You can perform the most elaborate candle rituals, burn bay leaves on every new moon, and speak beautiful affirmations. But if the physical spaces where you interact with money are chaotic, neglected, or avoided, you are constantly sending a signal of resistance to your own abundance. Think of it this way. If you invite a guest into your home, but your living room is covered in trash, the guest room is locked, and you refuse to even look them in the eye when they walk through the door, that guest isn't going to stick around very long. The exact same rule applies to physical currency. Money is a tool that thrives on order, clarity, and intentional management. Cleaning up your financial hygiene involves 3 distinct daily practices that anyone can start implementing today. So, for the first thing, it's all about the physical environment. While cleaning your physical wallet or purse was part of our earlier ritual work, financial hygiene extends far beyond just the physical wallet in your bag. It reaches into the spaces where you actually earn your income, make financial choices, and manage your household budget, as well as the digital spaces where your money lives on screens. Physical clutter in your money environment creates a subconscious sense of friction. If you sit down to pay bills, invoice clients, or review your monthly budget at a desk piled with old mail, forgotten dishes, tangled cords, and random clutter, your brain receives a direct signal of chaos before you even log in. Dedicate 5 minutes at the end of every work week to clear your physical desk. Wipe down the surface, shred your old documents that you no longer need, and ensure that your financial workspace feels like a calm, organized sanctuary rather than a chaotic pileup. When your working environment feels spacious and orderly, your capacity to make clear, strategic financial decisions expand. In our modern world, most of our money is managed digitally through laptops and smartphones. Take some time to audit your digital financial spaces. Are your bookkeeping spreadsheets hidden under a mess of 60 random downloads on your desktop? Are your digital tax receipts scattered across 5 different folders? Organize a dedicated password protected folder on your computer titled Financial Assets. Keeping your digital bookkeeping folders neat, labeled, and easily accessible removes the micro anxiety of searching through clutter when it's time to send an invoice or review your numbers. Part of maintaining clean digital money hygiene is eliminating financial leaks. Once a quarter, log into your primary bank account and review every reoccurring autopay charge. Cancel software subscriptions that you haven't used in 3 months, streaming services that you forgot that you signed up for, or reoccurring charges that no longer serve your life. Closing those tiny little digital leaks communicates to your system that you are actively paying attention to where your hard earned resources are flowing. After we've cleaned up the environment, we move into the language and the verbal mindset. The second major pillar of financial hygiene is auditing the everyday words that you use when you speak about money, both out loud to others and silently in your own head. Language is not just a tool for communication, it is an active form of spell work. The words that you repeat daily shape your perception, it programs your nervous system, and it dictates the choices that you make. So many people use language that passively reinforces scarcity without even realizing it. Listen to the phrases that slip out of your mouth on a regular basis. I'm totally broke. Money disappears the second I get it. It must be nice for people to afford that. I'll never get ahead in this economy. When you repeat these statements, you are casting a micro spell of lack over your financial reality. You are training your brain to seek out evidence that confirms that you're struggling. So let's shift our language. Shifting your language doesn't mean lying to yourself or pretending that you have millions of dollars in the bank when you don't. It just means shifting out of passive victimhood and stepping into active sovereign choice. Instead of saying, I can't afford that, shift to, that is not where I am choosing to direct my financial energy right now. Notice how that simple shift hands your power right back to you. You are no longer helpless. You are making an intentional executive decision about your resources. Instead of saying, money always leaves me, shift to, every dollar I spend circulates back to nourish my life and community. Instead of saying, I am terrible with money, shift to, I am actively learning how to manage and hold my resources with confidence. When you catch yourself slipping into automatic scarcity phrases, pause, take a deep breath, and reframe the sentence before moving on. Over time, this rewires your default mental baseline from anxiety to quiet authority. Now that we've shifted the language, let's move into building a calm, grounded relationship with your numbers. This third and perhaps most transformative aspect of financial hygiene is ending the habit of avoidance. Avoidance is the ultimate sign of a dysregulated financial nervous system. It shows up as leaving your banking app unopened for weeks at a time, hiding an unopened bill in a drawer, guessing about what your balance is instead of just checking it, or living in constant dread of an unexpected charge. Avoidance feels like a protection in the short term, but it's actually breeding a constant underlying background of anxiety. You can't manage what you refuse to look at. So it's time to make the daily account check in part of your daily routine. Set a goal to look at your bank account every single day with complete emotional neutrality. Pick a constant time. Maybe it's right when you make your morning coffee or right before you start work. Before you open your bank account, take 3 deep, slow breaths. Put your hand over your heart or on your desk to ground your physical body. You're going to open the app, look at the numbers, and remind yourself a number on a screen is just neutral data. It is not my worth as a human being. It is simply information that helps me make my next clear choice. This daily routine is going to help end the fear of numbers. When you check your accounts daily with a calm body, the fear starts to dissolve, it starts to vanish. Numbers stop becoming scary monsters hiding in the dark and become what they actually are: tools that help you make smart, empowered decisions. If the balance is high, you celebrate and direct it intentionally. If the balance is lower than you'd like, you accept that reality without shame and decide what physical action you are going to take today to invite movement back in. When your physical wallet is clean, your daily words are intentional, and your relationship with your bank account is grounded and steady, your financial hygiene is locked in. You become a reliable, organized vessel for wealth. And that is when the real, lasting stability starts to take root. Okay, it's time to take a deep breath because we covered so much ground and practical magic today. I'm so grateful that you spent this time with me inside the circle, too. If there is one primary takeaway that I really want you to hold on to from this conversation, it's this: money is not a test of your mortality, nor is it a magical reward for suffering. Money is neutral. It's physical energy that exists to give you safety, choices, solid boundaries, and the freedom to live a nourished, expansive life. You do not need to wait for a mystical sign or a sudden stroke of luck to begin building real wealth. By bringing your internal self value into alignment, using practical home magic to open active channels, taking bold physical action that meets your intentions, and maintaining clean financial hygiene every single day, you step into the role of a sovereign, confident creator of your own financial reality. My challenge for you this week is to just pick one practical tool that we discussed today and put it into motion immediately. It might be gathering your rice, garlic, and cloves to build your money bowl for that long term stability. It might be blowing cinnamon across your front threshold on a quiet morning to invite fresh, active opportunity into your living space. Or it might be simply opening up your banking app every morning, taking 3 deep breaths, and looking at your numbers with complete, steady, and loving authority. Whatever you choose, commit to it fully. Treat your financial life with respect, order, and the care that it deserves, and watch how quickly your environment responds. Now, next week, we are shifting our focus into another deeply requested topic that touches every single aspect of our energetic well being: spiritual boundaries and protecting your energy in relationships. We're going to explore how to stop absorbing other people's emotional chaos, how to spot energetic vampires in your social or family circles, how to set firm, unshakable boundaries without feeling guilty, and how to build simple, powerful, daily psychic protection practices that keep your field clear and grounded. You don't want to miss this conversation, so make sure that you hit that subscribe button right now so that it drops straight into your feed next Sunday. If today's episode brought you clarity, gave you practical tools that you can actually use, or shifted your perspective on wealth, maybe take a moment to leave a review, thumbs up this video, or comment. Maybe even share this with a friend or a family member that you think would enjoy this episode as well. Your reviews and shares are what allow our circle to expand and reach the practitioners and seekers who need this work the most. And remember, if you want to dive deeper into your personal natal chart, explore your second and eighth houses of finances, work through a live tarot session with me, or even just get a little extra help with your spell work, head over to themagicsiren.com. Be sure to use your listener discount code Siren Circle at checkout for 10% off your personal reading. Stand in your worth, take real world action, and treat your resources with love and authority this week. I'm sending you so much warmth, grounded power, and abundance from right here in the Siren Circle. Until next week, stay magical. Mahalo.